Did you know that even without a signed HIPAA form on file, you can still take your concerns to your loved one's doctor? If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicki. On this channel, I share my 30 plus years of experience in healthcare administration, plus my lifetime of family caregiving to motivate you to make the plans that you need so that you can age on your terms, because a lot of my family members didn't make plans or made plans and didn't share. I was recently interviewed by David from at David in Progress's channel to talk about my journey from being laid off to early retirement to help my husband care for his parents. And he asked me if I had any tips for people trying to care for loved ones when they didn't live close by. And here's what I told him.
What about that person that their parent, which is very common, lives many miles away? What are something that people in that situation could be doing?
If you live far away from someone,
Yeah,
the
that
best
one,
thing I
yes.
can say is reach out to their doctor's office. Hopefully, they aren't the crazy crap that we had, and you have people that will work with you and understand, hey, I don't live nearby. I'm worried about them. And they should be able to put you in touch with a social worker that can try to help you build that social network around them in your absence. Another good thing for us,
Mm.
Meals
Well,
on Wheels. When we first started noticing some
yeah.
things before the fall, we sent the Meals on Wheels. And Meals on Wheels doesn't just deliver meals. They'll talk to them. If they don't answer the door in a certain amount of time, they will let you know, or they'll call you. So you have a little bit of eyes there too. If they belong to a church, you can call the church. The church can start sending people over to check on them and spend time with them as well. So don't use, well, I'm far away, and just take what they say verbatim,
Mm,
because they could be lying, or
mhm.
they may not know how to ask for help.
So today I want to address a comment that I received on that video. And it said, I found that HIPAA precludes the sharing of info unless the parents specifically allow it. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, also known as HIPAA, is a federal law enacted to protect the privacy and security of individuals' medical information. It establishes strict guidelines for healthcare providers and organizations on how they handle and disclose your health information. So while it's true your parent or your loved one's doctor can't tell you specifics about their condition, you're not powerless, because you can still go to them with your concerns about your loved one. You can tell them things that you've seen, like you've noticed that when you call them on the phone, they seem a little bit forgetful, or they seem agitated, or the neighbors have reported to you that they've seen them fall on several occasions, whether it's on, going up and down the stairs or just walking to their car, or heaven forbid, they've noticed that there's a lot more dings in their car. You can share that with the doctor. Now, true, he doesn't have to tell you jack diddly squat about your parent, but if he is worth his weight as a doctor, he will take that information and try to weave it into his next visit with them, or some sort of intervention on his part to assess whether or not your parents or your loved one has some issues that he needs to address. It's really hard when our parents, especially if you have parents in the silent generation, they don't readily confide in us. And so it's really hard, especially when you're trying to care for them away. It's easier for them to push you away than well, I shouldn't say that, because my in-laws pushed me away even though I was close. But you're not powerless. So if you find that the doctor isn't helping you, there are some other avenues that you can also, go down. You can reach out to the church. You can call the local area on aging, either in your area or your parents' area, and try to get some advice and some resources that can help you. Again, I also highly recommend Meals on Wheels, because Meals on Wheels will not just deliver food, but they'll also check on your loved one. However, these are just ways to voice your concern, to get some eyes on the problem. If you really want to be able to help your parent or your loved one, you have to have the legal documentation in place. And you're going to need one of two things. One, you are going to need that HIPAA authorization. So HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It tried to combat the unnecessary sharing of your information to say looky-loo. So your neighbor's upset with you, they're gonna call your doctor, they're gonna find all this smut about you and put it out in the tabloids and smear your name. Unfortunately, what happened was it also then started preventing families from being able to get information. So you wanna get a signed HIPAA document, have your parent sign that tells their doctor they can talk to you when you call, or they can share information with them because they may think that the in-laws not hearing or the mother or the father is not understanding the instructions, they can call you instead. But that's going to help them talk to you. But that's it. That's all it does. If you want to be able to act on behalf of your parent or your loved one, you're going to need a healthcare power of attorney, medical power of attorney. It's one of those two wherever you live, or look or Google what is the equivalent of that from the United States to wherever you are. A medical power of attorney is a legal document that allows you to appoint someone known as a healthcare proxy you trust to make medical decisions on your behalf if you become unable to do so. And that is an actual document that says, should they become incapacitated, you have the ability to make decisions on their behalf, and it supersedes a HIPAA authorization. So if there was no HIPAA authorization on file, doesn't matter. This now says, basically, you are the parent, you are the loved one, you are whoever gives you that power, and you can speak for them and direct their care, and the doctors have to work with you. But I want to take that to the next step, because a lot of people will reach out and ask me, what do I need to help take care of my parent? And that's a great first step. But while you are helping your parents or whoever you're helping to care set up these documents, you need to take the next step and set them up for yourself as well. Because we all like to believe nothing will ever happen to us. We will never ever need any help. But should something happen to you, you have an accident, or like I always say, the fun part, you win the lottery, you decide you're going to go on a roll cruise, you're going to be gone for a year, you don't want to be worried about what's happening back at home. One of the things that you need to have is also a medical power of attorney, not just financial, because if something happens to you while you're on this world cruise, heaven forbid, you're trying to climb a mountain and you sprain your ankle, or maybe something really bad happens and your family needs to be able to have those legal rights to be able to help you. And if you don't do it now, while you're helping your parents, it's going to get pushed aside. It's going to keep getting pushed back, and then you're going to forget to have it done. And then your children or whoever is on deck to take care of you is going to be in the same boat as you are right now, trying to take care of parents who don't have these documents in place. Pardon the interruption, but sitting here having my coffee, I had an epiphany. And last year, I introduced the estate planning guide as a free download, and I took it down for two reasons. One, people complained that they didn't want to have to share their email to get it. And two, the GPSR rules that said I would have to jump through some compliance hoops since I had viewers from the EU and Northern Ireland. I didn't want to do that, so I created a blog post instead. Unfortunately, many of you have been reaching out to me privately because you prefer the PDF version. So I've gone through, I've made it GPSR compliant, and I think that this is a really good time to bring it back. So I'll leave the link in the description below. It'll help you work through what you think you might need in your estate plan. Like I said, it's not legal advice. It's just something to help you process what you think you might need and have better conversations with a legal professional. Thank you. Back to the video. If you need more information about these documents, plus all the other ones I think that you need to have in order to make sure that should something happen to you, someone can step in and help you, check out this playlist here. It goes through every single document, what they are, how they work, why you should have one, and for those documents where you're naming agents or people to act on your behalf, it tells you the criteria that you should look for in picking your person. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.